I've been putting off this wire for so long. That's why I built so much other stuff before I even got this. Finally, I got it. It's a good idea to have cardboards to trace out your pattern, but I have no cardboards at all. I'm not trying to buy any, so we're just gonna give it a very close estimate of how it's gonna fit pretty closely and hopefully not take out too much. Yes, it worked. So what I did was attach a 3/4 board behind the top as well, besides just being in the middle. So that way it's two that's holding it. This one isn't on the frame. This one is actually on the frame, but these will support the top as well as supporting the top of the bed as well later on. So I need a 4-inch screw to go through the 3-inch side plus another inch of plywood combined. Alright, that's not going anywhere. Time to put the 2x3s this way so that the slats can be on top after. So I just need to measure this distance, put on this, cut it up. Let's do it. Today, the goal is to take all these back out because this was just to see kind of where I want the bed and everything to be in the way. Even though I measured it out, I want to physically see it too. Take these out so that way I can also put the panel onto the insulation so that way it's super flush on both sides. And then these I could just easily just put them right back on after. So hey, it's gonna work. Let's get this up. As you can see, this one is pretty close. Like, pretty close. Seems a little bit closer than that side. Only problem is I need to fix this side. That's it. Yeah, curve it out. Let's do it. It's gonna storm in like about an hour or two, so I'm just gonna hurry up, do a few stuff here and there, and wrap it up again since yeah, looks pretty bad. Let's put this in the car and see if it fits. Finally got my 12-2 gauge wires. These are stranded wires, and the reason I got stranded wires is because these are way more flexible, as you can tell, very flexible, And these are 2 strands, so that way instead of 2 individual ones, it's one very protective rubber around the copper or around the wires. I also got these rubber conduits, so that way I can protect these wires going through any areas where there might be sharp metal pieces, sharp edges or anything like that, as well as some rubber grommets as well. That way I could fit it in any holes where it could just protect it from the edges as well. And just so you know, I have 0 experience with electrical wires and everything. I have to do a lot of research, and also I've known only enough back in elementary school about switches and stuff like that, and a little bit of wiring. That's it, bare minimum. But yeah, let's get to pre-wiring. So I have 100 feet of this 12-2 gauge wire, and that is plenty because we don't really have a lot of appliances that we're going to use for this, but it's always good to have at least 2 to 3 feet on both ends of any appliances so that you have more wiggle rooms to move around just in case it might not end up where you want it. And secondly, I put a plastic conduit on this wire because I saw that there are some rust spots and also some scratches the moment it went through this frame part, and I'm just gonna cover it so that way it doesn't strip this plastic, because the moment this plastic is gone, that's your wire next, and once the wire's gone, that's it. You have no power for whatever it is connected to. Remember to label both ends of whatever the appliance it is, so that way you don't get mixed up with whatever the appliance is, because you'll be plugging into the wrong thing. Since I'm going with the no drilling holes for these wires, I'm running this through the top, since there's a little gap right here, and the other side through the top frames, and then I'm just gonna run it all the way down. Give around 3 feet or so, 2-3 feet like I said. This is way more than enough since this is kind of crossing it already, but never hurts to have more. Now it's time for the passenger side of the van to start routing some of these wires. So over here I'm gonna have a water pump, and possibly I might throw in a water heater later. Don't know yet, so I'm gonna run 2 wires over here and then go from there. I just so happened to find a little hole between the stud and its frame, so I'm gonna use this to kind of hold this up. And then I think there might be a way to get the wire through here, this hole, to go all the way down and it comes out. I'm gonna give it a try. Nope, doesn't work. So it's just gonna run straight down right here, and then it's gonna be hitting from behind. There's already rubber from this wire that's rubbing off already, but that's because it's a little bit sharp. Just not, it's not like super sharp, but it's a little bit. So I'm gonna put the rubber grommets on these edges all over afterwards. I thought I would have space right here to fit another one, or even here, but that's not the case, so I decided to run this one down here instead. It'll still work. I'll just have something down here and run this all the way back up here to the top. I changed my mind because somehow, after a few more tries, I got this to work, and it went down the same exact hole as the previous one. So I'm just gonna run it the same exact way. Alright, here is the last final stretch of this thing. After multiple attempts, finally got it down. As you can see, some of these areas that I'm about to put these rubber grommets on, they're not a circle, so I'm gonna cut them in half so I could fit these in this area. I thought I would need a bigger one like this, but a smaller one like this is just fine. Okay, I put them all up. They're only put halfway because the top doesn't have anything to fit those grommet ridges onto. So I just left it as is, like this, because the bottom is the main important part anyway. And they look pretty good. Right by this side door, I decided to put a rubber grommet right here. And I cut it, and I used the biggest one to fit here. And it first fits perfectly. Then I'm going to run these wires through here and out from the bottom right here. This should sit pretty good right here. I messed up and not have this come all the way down. So instead of 6 inches, this is only 3 inches. And I should have had it further down, so that way I could have just put some blocks behind it and screw this under behind here, and that's it. But now, since I don't, what I decided to do is to cut these smaller strips, pieces of woods, and then put them, just 4 of them on each side. Then I'll have these T-bars right here on wherever they are, as well as a corner bracket on the side of each to hook it up. Since this board isn't that heavy, that's all the weight I need, honestly, to just hold it up. So let's get all that pieces cut and put up. I'm just using the screws that's recommended for these brackets, and they're 3/4 inch screws. Kind of just go from there. I'm just gonna drill down these first, so that way once I'm up there I can easily just line it up, drill it onto the wall, and that will be it. These are all sturdy enough where I can actually mount this piece of plywood right here onto the wall. What I'm just doing is just tracing out where the block is, so that way I can just add a piece of wood behind exactly, kind of just enough where I could hold onto the back onto this little piece I added today. So each of these has a marking that I just did from earlier. And each of these will have a block like this, right on the outside, right like that. what I'm going to do is drill from the back, so that way it's easier to just mount it, and then drill the added part I have onto this part right here, and I'm done. Okay, it's up. Now I need to put the other piece right here, measure out, and then cut the rest in. Gonna be done with the bed today. And these wires are perfect too, where they're at. I have this one piece pressure treated lumber, and these other nails could not go through without a pilot hole. But I just bought some 3.5 inch of this deckmate one, which they give you a free bit. This thing just went straight through, and now this is so solid. I mean, I need to nail the rest of it, but this is solid already, just on its own. So these are bed slats I got from Home Depot. These are 1 inch by 4, and it is 39-inch long. The bed is only 50-inch long, so these will be cut, and I plan on doing another 33-inch 2x3 right down here. Just kind of have more support on this end part. Just get all these nailed down, finish up the other pieces. Gonna finish these studs and then mount these on top, and then these slats. Because we want to get more support at the bottom as well, just a little more in the middle. So regardless, we were gonna plan on doing a drawer right around here somewhere. Kinda had to figure that out, but right now I'm finishing up the last few pieces of the ceiling, and then I'm gonna kind of figure out kind of where the batteries and all the electronic stuff are gonna go around here. And it's another day to work on the van again. Of course, I need my keys first.